Hello there everybody, Spot Knight 2 aka Nightmare, and where do I even fucking begin on the level of hype? Holy shit, so Kay's dead. Yeah. Different. Triva and Lisa are now going to actively take a role in helping Himurdo, which fucking hell yeah. It seems like Rusalka kind of turned around, and now Wilhelm, he's getting what he wanted, I guess. So I never expected a team up like this. If you can call it a team up, I'm pretty sure it is. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. The vortex raged. Wounds, pain, sins, wails, millions of stories spun in the whirlpool towards their demise. To have one's existence vanish, the concept of life after death, all that men built in life which dream up towards that inescapable end. If one stepped on a lion's tail, they would be torn to shreds. If one jumped into a fire, they would burn to death. And even if one was not as reckless, their shoes would get more and more worn out with every pitfall they leapt over. Living meant having one's life slowly wear out, marching towards an unavoidable and absolute end. The promised time would always come, and regardless of how it unfolded, the result would always remain the same. Death would descend equally upon all, the only difference being the time of its coming. And this castle was where they would end up. It was the world after death, the land beyond the precipice. Hi, Isak. Having fun being a castle? Both those that figured it out and those that struggled in ignorance had the responsibility to comprehend the entire truth. All living things were fated to die. Death meant the absolute end, and no soul could return once claimed by its iron clutches. All things obeyed causality, and beings upon which life had once been bestowed would also inevitably have it taken away when their hour was struck. And under normal circumstances, there should not have existed a being upon which life was never bestowed. As such, the feelings could not have been easily summarized in one or two lines. The unknown begot fear, fear begot flight, but death was ever inescapable. Mankind would imagine what was beyond the precipice, trying to fill the void with familiar concepts that ease their fears, wishing there to be a path beyond the end of the road.
奇跡を連成するとはそういうことに他ならない。この城こそがお前たちに求めたもの。
Is it really?
この城こそがお前たちの憎む法則を打ち破るもの。
I mean, to be fair, I appreciate that, but just gonna let you know, I'm kind of trying to read the fine print of this little contract that we got going on here. Totally okay. Destroy the laws. That's cool. But don't try to end the world in the process. Just gonna let you know that. I'm not gonna have to totally agree with this contract. There's just some things in this little agreement. Don't shut the hell up and keep reading. Okay.
わかるだろう。これを祝福だと言った意味だ。
The mechanical voice of the castle declared absolute truth.
あまねくすべてこのグラズヘイムに解けよ。
Air boy!
低迷の者、断りを曲げたくば死をもって生まれ変われ。
What if I don't wanna?
終わらない死後をかけよ。修羅のように、英雄のように。黄金はそれをお前たちに望んでいる。
A giant contraption made of bones pierced through the heavens, descending upon the mortal realm. It was the castle of the dead, an abode to Reinhard, Heydrich, and his terrible legion. The souls it hosted numbered in the millions. It was the concept of afterlife taking shape, hell in physical form, that spit in the face of natural laws and common sense, exceeding the boundaries of scale and density permissible in this world. All souls that fell in this castle would melt and become a part of it, turning into eternally resurrecting Irae, fighting battles uncountable. That was gold. That was what filled the void beyond the precipice. Both those that desired immortality and those that wished for their kin to transcend death and return shall melt into this whirlpool of souls. Well, that was the greatest blessing, the greatest honor to mankind. The boy, the heart of the castle, opened its gates to the guests. And in that moment, everything grew dark. Just like when she first heard the boy's voice, Rhea once again lost any sense of direction. What happened? What was going on? Rhea felt disoriented and swept aside like a stray leaf in the wind. Lisa had disappeared. She'd been standing right next to her a second before, yet now all that remained in her place was an empty void. Rhea wrapped her arms around her trembling shoulders. A gentle face and voice that promised the girl to protect her. Those firm but warm hands were now all gone. All that remained was nothingness, and so she too was drawn towards that void, pulled asunder from a million angles as she plunged deeper into the abyss. The emptiness and hunger that reciprocated it reflected the voice of the child that caused this madness with perfect likeness. And so Rhea realized that it must have been Isak, her grandfather, Lisa's son, and the bastard that had been sacrificed for the miracle of gold. He was hollow. His mind was neither alive nor dead, nor even in the deep slumber. To put it bluntly, there was nothing human about the thing. It was merely the cog of a machine, a mechanical part that had been designed to carry out but a single purpose, and possessed nothing else. It had emotions. If anything, they raged as a giant whirlwind, locked in an incessant scream of pain, yet not a single hint of this madness seeped through to the surface. The thing's exterior appeared calmer than the calmest of lakes. It was probably an issue of orientation, for all hearts moved as one in a singular direction within the thing. The collision of conflict was alien to its realm. Waves of insecurity never tainted its shores. One could liken its nature to that of a liquid appearing to be at a standstill, despite spinning at a maddening speed. And that was the reason why Rhea found him terrifying. Isak's heart was a whirlpool spinning in super high hydrostatic pressure. Once it swallowed, no soul could possibly escape it. Their sole fate was to be plunged to the depths of the sea and melt into it. And so she had to resist before it was too late. She had to figure something out. That was all she thought about, and yet...
ようこそテレジア、私の増年金と。
Rhea fell straight into hell as the mechanical voice reverberated in her ears. Lisa, Uji, were they safe? What would happen to her now? Rhea could not imagine what was waiting for her past this point, but she could easily tell it would not be anything auspicious. No, she could not die. She did not want to die. She wished to live. She craved to survive. And so she screamed in a soundless voice. The giant gates of the Devil's Castle that abruptly manifested in the skies above Surahara City slowly closed. The colossal contraption was still half ethereal, lacking the density to be visible to mortal eyes. The opening of the fifth swastika only summoned the battalion of 3 to the physical realm. And the gates opened only in answer to the wishes of their guests. For they declared their desire to slay their comrades, and there was but one place fitting for such a spectacle. For the beast, the master of the castle, declared the following.
私の愛だ。よく噛み締めろ。
He commanded them to reach his throne if they truly aspired to have their wishes granted. Memento mori. Remember that you must die. Traverse hell like a true champion of strife and cross a mountain of corpses to reach the throne. If you succeed, your wish shall be granted.
そう。私に死ねというものでも構わんぞ。
His august words rang equally in the minds of all those swallowed within the castle. Oh boy! Chapter 10. Salucet Omnibus. Saluce Omnibus. Fuck, I don't know. Soluce. Bleh.
なるほど。つまりこういうことですか。
Trifa? Trifa, standing below gray-tinted skies, was the first to comprehend the present situation. He knew all too well where he was. All the initial members of the Obsidian Table seemed to have been transported into this location. To confirm or have it explained felt beyond unnecessary, much like how their lineup was no coincidence. It was a compulsory shuffle of the cards. Wedesberg, the Devil's Castle. Or is it called... Or wait, hold on. German. V. Wedesberg. God damn it. I know there's like a lot of German terms in this, and I'm trying to get the pronunciations correct. So anytime I don't know, I'm trying. So I can't remember if it's Wedesberg or Wellisberg. Oh well. It had been a gathering place for the Obsidian Table up until it had been swallowed by the Nether Realm 60 years prior. The ultimate creation figment of Reinhard Heydrich.
同士討ちによる全滅を目指すならこの地で行えとおっしゃっている。まあ確かにここならばどう転ぼうが誰の腹も痛まない。
それはどういう？
すぐわかりますよ。あなたは悟りましたか、マレウス。
なんとなくね。すごく外れてほしいんだけど。ここってバルハラ？
Oh, hi Malleus.
しかり。そしてバルハラにはある掟がある。
There was no need to continue. Rusalka already knew, and that was enough to give Lisa the right idea. Although Trifa made it sound like a jest, the fact that they were robbed of the ability to hinder the plan right away put them in a checkmate before the fight even had the chance to begin. To protect Rhea Himuro, to prevail and survive. Their motivation notwithstanding, the 3 standing there had chosen to rebel and taint their hands with the blood of their comrades. And what better place was there for battle than Valhalla? After all, Reinhard loved his subordinates. He faced their wishes with sincerity, bestowing upon all of them an equal chance to have them granted. He transported them to the arena of fallen champions, the place of eternal battles where incessantly resurrecting Einherjar clashed day and night, waiting for their role in Ragnarok. Some cultures viewed such a fate as an honor, but most modern societies had only one name for a place of this nature. Hell. Therefore,
グラズヘイムで権上するには屍を踏み越えなければいけませんね。まずはあなたがお相手ですが、マキナ卿。
Oh, really? The whole arena trembled in the wake of his heavy steps. Designating him as the first opponent was, without a doubt, a ruse worthy of the devil.
聞くだけ無駄かとも思いますが、 そこを通してくれませんかね。
Do you realize who the hell you're talking to right now? Very well then, let's begin, Divine Vessel.
愚問。
Bakana. Oh! Have I seen this before? I'm sorry. I think I've never seen this CG before. This looks really fucking cool! Good lord! Also, is it just me or... Oh, those are... Everybody else wears white... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Everybody else wears white gloves, and I don't know if it's the lighting, but is he wearing black gloves? I realize I only just now kind of noticing this, and I feel really dumb, but... Is Machina the only one that wears different colored gloves? Like, I'm trying to picture Eleanor and, Schreiber, but I'm pretty sure they both wear white gloves as well. Is Machina the only one that I mean, hell, even freaking Wilhelm wears white gloves. Is Machina the only one that wears black ones? I swear, I'm not hallucinating. Maybe I am hallucinating. I don't know. Comments. Am I hallucinating right now? I don't know. But I don't think I've ever seen this CG. This looks really fucking dope.
The man spoke up in a voice fierce as iron, his words booming like the rumble of the earth. He would never allow anyone to leave this place. Goltz von Belschinken, the somber knight of perished iron, regarded the intruders with dull, colorless eyes.
Wait, where the hell's Ren?
知っているだろう。生産杯。
A gauntlet of malice. As the one who had been born and trapped here with no hope of escape, he could not help killing everyone who dared to intrude the premises of his abode. There was no mercy to be had here. Any other choice would bar him from his wish forever, and so this artificial deity, Deus Ex Machina, was confined to a single path. Even if they managed to get through, the Crimson Night test and the Ashen Night awaited beyond. A battle with either would mean a certain doom. Okay, so it seems like the first one you have to get through is like one of the hardest ones because he can kill you in a single punch. Then again, it's something that I think Schreiber kind of brought this up in the last route. It's basically a rock, paper, scissors sort of thing. They're all ultimate in their field, but they can perfectly counter each other. It's just, each one is almost equally dangerous. Some woman can't miss, guy can't get touched, and this guy kills in a single strike.
つまりカインも入れて4対3。いえ、4対1の3掛けをしろってことかしら。できると思う？
Where the hell is Ren?
無理ですね。
The priest did not lament, but merely stated the truth.
一見して我々に有利なようにも感じますが、そんな甘い話ではない。文字通りの命がけを3連続で、かつこちらの戦力が徐々に減っていくだろうことを鑑みれば、最後までいける確率など無に等しい。ですから、ここは発想を転換するべきでしょう。数字の有利を生かしつつ、先に進むとなれば引き算だ。
そうね。それしかないみたい。つまり。
In that moment, the Somber Knight's iron fist flew their way. The group dispersed to all sides, dodging certain death.
1対1を3手に分ければ、1人は確実に残るわけね。
And all that one would have to do was reach Reinhard before the others perished. The likelihood of that was indeed far higher than all four of them surviving 3 mortal battles in a row. What was up with this sorry position anyway? This couldn't have gone any worse if she had tried. It all seemed so stupid, dumb, and ridiculous that Rusalka, currently jumping through the flying debris of the crumbling arena, could not help lighting up in undulated anger. She hadn't done anything to warrant this. She might have gained a bit more power than she should have by playing around with Trifa and the others, but that was still within the Obsidian Table's rules. She was never planning to rebel. Yet now she found herself in a resist or die sort of situation. Ridiculous. What kind of a sick joke was this? She hadn't heard of anything more unfair in her life, and she certainly lived for quite a while. And so,
物見の眠るさようなから。
Oh boy.
Within the dark of night, a sleepless night.
Rusalka swore to herself that she'd pull through, no matter what anyone said. Indignation raised in her chest. She'd never let anyone drag her down again.
水底を離るることぞ嬉しけれ。
I part with the water's womb in jubilance. Rusalka landed among the spectator seats and immediately started chanting her spell. Her words spilled forth without a hint of faltering, drowning her own consciousness in the abyss within her heart. Every single part of her performance, down to the very last inflection, was flawless. For she knew and comprehended the oath that bound her essence with utmost clarity. She would never forget. She had always coveted the dazzling light of the stars in the deep sky. Her heart would ignite with desire whenever she looked upon them from the dark depths of her swamp. For she was a star that crawled upon the earth. She had no wings, but she could reach out her arms. She craved to plunge all those above her into the festering sludge of her bloody shadow. Therefore,
水の表よ旗の表。波立て遊ぶぞ楽しけれ。
as my head leaves its clear cradle, sending joyful ripples along the surface. Her positioning was perfect. Her shadow extended without limit, straight towards her target, Machina. She decided not to run anymore, and instead prevent Nigredo from escaping. Rusalka spotted Trifa and Lisa already rushing towards the gate on the other side of the arena, but she did not mind being left to handle the great threat alone. Really? She would be lying if she claimed to not be afraid. No soul was immune to the terror of the somber night instilled. Everything about the man screamed death. His craving destroyed and forcefully ended all he touched. There was no chance to survive a fair fight against him, for a single hit was all he needed to end her life. What if he punched her shadows, though? A monster, peerless in strength even among the immortal Einrayar. Indeed, this man had been born with wings. He was a champion that shone like a star upon the battlefield.
拗ねる大気を震わせて互いに高く呼び交わし緑なすぬれ髪打ち震い
The crisp air trembled as we played, exchanging cries loud and high. My hair, drenched in green, danced in the air. And so she could do nothing to stop herself. Her craving filled her heart to the brim, aching for release. As she looked at Machina inside this castle,
乾かし遊ぶぞ楽しけれ
so we danced on, my hair drying in the cool air. A strange feeling would overcome her, as if he'd been igniting another craving within her, as if he held an answer for her. She yearned to know it. She could sense the residue of the man she spent her entire life searching her for from Machina. So odd, but it was all the more reason for her to survive.
ブリア
May you all stop in place. Such were the rules of the world Rusalka craved for. She would not acknowledge the contrived fate, the curse that made it impossible for her to catch up to others. She would live, survive, and then... The voracious shades from the castle of torture. Rusalka craved to meet the one that tainted her, and so she wanted him to wait.
さて
Having escaped the deathmatch in the arena, Trifa and Lisa reevaluated their situation as they dashed through the grand corridors of the castle.
もはや説明は不要ですねリザ。
そうねあなたはこれを
ええ無論気づいていましたよ。黄金連星とはそういうことだ。
これを外に流れ出させる
Weltal, or Valtal, a hell that swallowed millions of dead. As long as Reinhard was alive, it would boast an army of eternally resurrecting Einrayar. Its emanation into the physical realm would mark the end of the world. All those that died in the past or would die in the future would turn into his slaves and be forced to wage war for an eternity. That was the truth behind the transmutation of gold and the opening of all 8 swastikas. Immortality and the resurrection of the dead could only have been achieved through first being devoured by Reinhard. Lisa could not help chuckling.
情けない私の目は60年も閉じていたのねいやそれとも最初からついてさえいなかったのかあの二人に一体何を期待していたというのよ
悪魔に魂を売るとはそういうことです。対価を払う時にならねば己の愚かさに気づけない。別段自虐することではありませんよ。
The priest was not trying to alleviate the woman's suffering with hollow remarks. He merely stated that it was natural for the half-witted to fall into a trap, that the obsidian table was a gathering place for fools.
これを出された以上、たとえ奇跡が起きてこの絵の一角を崩しても意味がない。バルハラにおいて彼らは不死だ。黄昏とともに無限の復活を繰り返すのがエインフェリア。我々もここで死ねばそれになる。故に詰まされましたよ、ほぼ完全にね。しかもたちが悪いことに論理上ハイドリ秘境は間違っていない。
Therefore, it would have been silly to accuse him of trickery. All had been inscribed in their pact from the very beginning. Reinhard Heydrich and Karl Croft, the two heads of the obsidian table, had never told a single lie. For all their wishes would indeed be granted with the transmutation of gold. In exchange, however, they would need to serve as his slaves in hell.
メフィストフェレス。
They had all signed their names and wishes upon such a contract, and with that they had no excuse. Lisa placed her hand on her chest.
私の子供たちはここにいる。彼らに力を与えたくて、彼らに心を与えたくて、名前も、そして人生も、命を返してあげたくて。私が教えてあげられなかった幸せとぬくもりを知ってほしい。そう願っていたんだけどね。黄金を得ればそれを与えられると思ったんだけどね。
Lacking in power herself, Lisa instead placed all her hopes upon the devil. The only reason she believed in him so blindly was because the beast had demonstrated that granting her wish was within his capabilities. And this is where that choice led her. Her eyes had been blinded by the glitter of gold. Her mind had been infected by its divine luster, and an eternity in hellfire was the fate of all those like her. It was an inevitability, obvious to the point of tedium.
ではどうします？
Lisa stopped in place as she heard those words. The priest stopped as well and considered her with an emotionless face.
あなたの望みは叶わない。火にくべた幼子たちを救うため、我が子すら切り捨てた結果がそれだ。そこにあるという子供たち、彼らを城に放ることなどできぬでしょう。それではイザークと全く同じ運命だ。この場における選択とその着地点、あなたはどう定めている？まさかいやおうもない状況なので、とりあえず当座の生存のみを念頭に置いて、あとは棚上げなどと考えているわけではないでしょう。あなたはあなたでなかなかにしたたかな女性であると私はよく知っていますよ。
Lisa stayed silent for a few moments, then slowly parted her lips.
あなたは前から気づいていたと言ったからには相応の策と方針があったんでしょ。あなたがその点如才ないのを私はよく知っている。まさか今どうしようもないので途方に暮れているなんてことはないわよね。
もちろんと言いたいのは山々ですが。
Trifa adjusted his glasses, making a wry smile.
策などもはやないに等しい。いや実際に私の構想は数日前に破綻している。自らそうさせてしまった。まさに痛恨というやつです。
Despite the priest's meek remark, there was no despair in his eyes. Lisa had no idea what the man had been planning, but she could definitely tell that he had not given up yet.
まあ一種の賭けだったのですよ。私の中である一つの疑念が生じてしまった。これを放置したまま先に進むことはできない。 そうすれば私の渇望に亀裂が走る。故に試した。私にとって最重要な駒の未来を運命とやらという才の目にね。その結果が吉と出ればそれでよし。私は迷わず信じるままに己が正義を執行する。だが今日と出れば。
Lisa finished the sentence for him.
ハイドリヒ教を倒す。
ええ、あなたと同じだ、リザ。
Oh. For a moment, the two halted their breathing. Their consciousness momentarily wavered, and the field of their vision grew hazy, nearly sending them to their knees. They were by no means assaulted by an inexplicable attack, of course. Their own bodies rejected the very thought of what Trifa had uttered.
情けないわね。
ええ、本当に情けない。
Sweat erupted from every pore on their bodies. Their tongues were paralyzed. Their hearts beat so fast they could have exploded at any moment. The extremities of their limbs grew cold and numb. Well, considering how powerful Reinhard seemed to be before he became all this immense paragon of godhood. Not really paragon, probably not the best word to use right there. But considering they witnessed it firsthand and they know how terrifying Reinhard is, the reaction is understandable. I mean, I would be surprised if they freaking were like, cold as steel, they're ready to fight Heydrich. No, they're fucking terrified, and it's realistic to them, because they've seen it! The two uttered words of rebellion inside the very abode of their master. They could no longer turn back. Yet. Yet the two laughed, ignoring their pale faces and trembling shoulders, paying no heed to their screaming souls. All they did was laugh. For they both realized a certain something. That up until now they had been living corpses. That the resolve burning in their hearts had brought them back alive. They understood, to a sickening degree, that defeating Lord Heydrich was impossible. No one could match him. He was a beast that existed on a dimension of his own. It was beyond the wildest dreams of any mortal to ever reach his level. They could never defeat him, regardless of how events would unfold. But, so what? Was it better to return to being slaves and to grovel before him, begging for forgiveness? Nay, for serving him was exactly what led them to this outcome. They could no longer turn a blind eye to the architect of their misery.
結局、私は逃げたのだ。わかりやすすぎるほど良然なのに、取るべき道を選ばなかった。
こんな格好に身を包んで聖職者みたいな顔をして当たり前のことをしなかった。
She should have sent the spirits of her beloved children to the other world with a blessing. She ought to have prayed for their passing so they could rest in peace. And to achieve that now, she had to destroy this all-devouring hell. She finally realized the true path to atonement. Or rather, she was made to realize. By the choice of a girl who had been the feeblest of them all.
レアは強い子ね。
ええ、彼女が誰よりも一番早くハイドリ秘境に立ち向かうことを選択した。いや、もしかしたらキルヒ愛禅教なのですかな。どちらにせよ、我々には及びもつかない強さだ。まあとはいえ、この状況に後悔がないと言えば嘘ですがね。
Trifa shrugged his shoulders in mock resignation. Lisa could not help but chuckle at his display.
ええ、そうでしょうよ。詳しくは聞かないけど、どうせ私に知られたらまずいことでもあれこれ考えていたんでしょ。自業自得だと思いなさい。心配しなくてもあなたの逃げ癖がそんな簡単に治るだなんて思っちゃいないわ。ギリギリまで悩んで迷って都合のいい手が見つかれば遠慮なく前言撤回すればいい。そういうあなたの方が頼もしい。まさか本当に正気なしで何の計算もなくこんなことをしてるわけじゃないでしょ。
それは確かにそうですがね。
じゃあ期待してるわよ。かっこつけただけで結果は犬死にの玉砕だなんて冗談じゃないから。
Lisa bounced her fist against Trifa's chest, who regarded her with a troubled smile.
60年ぶりね、バレリアン。また会えて嬉しいわ。あなたはこの中でどうに解けたか消えてしまったんじゃないかと思っていたけど、友達が一人生き返った。今はそれだけで十分よ。
ああ。
さっき策はないに等しいって、つまりゼロじゃないってことだものね。
策というか、他力本願というか。
Trifa took a few steps forward with a troubled smile, and, as if trying to escape Lisa's smile, addressed her from behind.
ともかく、まずはテレジアを城から出さねば始まらない。あなたの前で口にしたくはありませんが、このままではイザークに捕まる。いや、もう遅いかもしれない。彼は恐ろしい存在です。善悪を問うべきものではないのでしょうが、今や城そのものだ。
Also, I'm pretty sure, this might be me reading into it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure in an earlier scene, Reinhard kind of complimented Isak for like it's a slight compliment. But this was mentioned back in the Marie route, that if Isak had any form of compliment from, you know, any form of, like, just, I don't know, appreciation, he would have been able to possibly overpower Rhea. But then again, Rhea was in a different mindset this time, so I'm wondering, Rhea has a much stronger will a desire to live right now. However, there exists the possibility that Isak is a lot stronger because Reinhard did compliment him earlier. So right now, I'm just wondering how this is going to play out with the two of them. Rhea having a much stronger desire, and Isak taking a much more active approach.
当然分かっているし聞こえていることでしょうよ。あなたがここにいることも、城を落とすと決めたことも、二度までも母から捨てられたバスタルト。これが検問でない方がおかしい。
そうね。
Lisa's voice, coming from behind Trifa, rang as a declaration, rigid and steadfast.
あの子も救ってあげないといけないわね。60年もこんなところで一人っきり。だからみんな残らず飲み込もうなんて考える。
ハイドリ秘境と同じようにね。
And so the two reached the gates at the end of the long hall. They took deep breaths and pushed them open together. The iron frame was seething hot. Merely touching it gave rise to smoke and scorched their palms. Almost as if an inferno itself awaited them beyond that threshold. Hi, Eleanor! Both Lisa and Trifa understood full well what it meant. They would meet the second guard of this place, the Crimson Champion, her rage like seething hellfire. Rubido, the Crimson Knightess!
リザ。
Yet Trifa, paying no attention to the demonic heat, addressed Lisa with the calmest of countenances.
結局、父親は誰だったのです。
He was the first one to ever ask her that question. Only Rhea was vaguely aware of the answer due to the two's earlier conversation. No one else could claim to know a single thing with utmost certainty. Are we going to... This is going to be like a Mori episode. You are the father. It was the biggest mystery of the Obsidian Round Table. Or wait, even better, you're never gonna find out. It's gonna cut over to where the hell Ren is. Everyone had their suspicions, but no one dared to ask. Who was the father of the original Soninkind, Isak? And why did Trifa wish to know it now? In response to all those questions... You assholes! Lisa's immediate answer was drowned out by the creaking of the humongous gates. And in the next moment, a fireball of incandescent flames crashed into them, as if trying to evaporate the answer from existence. Oh, finally we're going to Ren. What do you know? I was partially right. Her voice was the first thing that reached me. It seemed like I had lost consciousness as that giant whirlpool of nothingness swallowed me. Marie screamed into my ear as if trying to warn me of a fire. It seemed like she was quite upset, as I could feel her arms violently shaking my numb body.
やだよ、そんなの。目を開けてよ。ここで倒れちゃったらダメ。
Apparently, she thought I had died, but there was no need to worry. I was fine. I just needed a moment to open my eyes and... Hello! I raised my upper body as if diving out of a deep sea. Morning!
悪い。心配かけた。
My vision was still shaking all over, and I had trouble focusing on one particular spot. It seemed like my semicircular canals had been driven into panic by that earlier experience. I could feel bile rise up my throat.
それで、ここ、どこだ?
I still had trouble taking in the situation, but I could tell there was something very off about this place. This didn't seem anything like the amusement park that I was supposed to be at.
わからないけど、私ここに来たことあるよ。
Yep. I couldn't let that pass. I still felt dizzy, blood dancing in my head, but ignored the dreadful sensation and went on.
どういうことだよ。来たことあるって。一体どうやって。
ダメだよ、落ち着いて。私ね、一回壊されちゃったじゃない。
Yep.
あの後、気がついたらここにいたの。
それは。
Bitter memories resurfaced in my consciousness. How could I forget? It had only been a few days.
ラインハルトか。
うん。
He had robbed me of her once. We were together again, but I didn't know what he might have done to her while we were separated. All sorts of shit went down soon after I was reunited with her, and I never had the chance to ask and clear things up. I was suspicious from the get-go, but I ended up putting all off that particular issue.
そっか。あの時マリーはここにいたのか。とりあえず無事に帰ってきたことに安心して、その他もろもろ保留してたよ。ごめん。ちゃんと聞いてあげなくて悪かった。
そんなことないよ。
Marie protested with a violent wave of the hand. She tried to argue that I wasn't at fault, but it didn't change the fact that I turned my back on an abnormal situation.
ここで何かされたのか。
Since then, Marie had been behaving much more human. I didn't think it was a bad thing, so despite feeling perplexed, I never questioned it much. On second thought, though, it was indeed pretty unusual, all things considered. And if it was odd, that made it imperative that something similarly odd must have happened to her. If that was caused by Reinhard, there was no way it could have been anything good. As such, I had to clear things up.
覚えてることがあったら言ってくれ。何が起きてどうなったのか。
うまく言える自信ないけど。
Marie placed her hand on her chest and fell in deep thought. After having finally found the right words, she slowly parted her lips.
ここにね、何かを刺された。
何か。
そう。それで溶け続けろって言われた。レンがなんて言うか戸惑ってるのわかるよ。私だってそう。だって全然今までと違うもんね。私自身不思議なの。知らなかった気持ちがいっぱい溢れてくるの。初めて自分の血を見たみたいな、そういう感覚。それにレンの気持ちもこの穴に入ってくるの。だから伝わるよ、考えてること。私の中にレンが響いて、私の中が溶かされてる。ずっと石ころだったけど、だんだん水になってるみたいな。ごめん、わからないよね。こんな下手くそな説明じゃ。
いや。
No, that's fine. You did a good enough job. It wasn't like I didn't understand a thing. Reinhard drilled a hole in her chest, and my emotions, which it absorbed, had been casting a shadow on her own heart. You could say that Marie had been like a diamond till now,
too hard to be hurt or melted. Beautiful but secluded. My feelings would bounce off her hard surface, never reaching her core. But Reinhard drilled a hole in her, and now my emotions have been causing chaos within her. My emotions were most likely projected somewhere in the purest, most childlike part of her soul, like a dark shadow. And now she had begun to melt. Her metaphor about stones and water basically meant that getting to know a dullard like me helped her comprehend humans and their emotions in general.
わかるよ。なんとなくだけど、災難だったな。
そんなことない。私嬉しいよ。でもレンは嫌じゃない？
恥ずかしいだけさ。
Marie could probably read me like an open book, which made me anxious about showing her something she wouldn't like.
不快じゃないよ。
I couldn't say I liked the idea of that bastard playing Cupid for us, but it made Marie and I grow closer to each other, so I wouldn't complain. Reinhard told me that all he desired was a worthy opponent. Probably made us stronger so we'd be juicier when he devoured us. Well, the joke would be on him when he choked on his own blood. As I slowly comprehended the nature of Marie's change, I suddenly realized another thing.
それで、つまりここはラインハルトの世界なんだな。
My dizziness slowly abated, and I could finally concentrate my attention on our surroundings. It seemed like we were in some sort of luxurious palace.
私の作った私の世界に今もあるか。思い出したよ。確かにあいつはそう言っていた。
In short, Reinhard was somewhere around here.
あいつが俺たちをここに引きずり込んだのか。
わからない。どうだろう。そうだとしても半分半分。ただここは怖いところだよ。ねえ、人間って死んだらどうなると思う？
どうって。
I hesitated. After all, she herself was already something akin to a ghost.
誰もわからないんだよね。
Ignoring my troubled expression, she continued with a hint of self-scorn in her voice.
死にたくないってみんな思う。今なら私もその気持ちがわかる。じゃあどうしてって考えたら、それはどうなるかわからないからなんだよ。
Oh god, you're gonna start making me question my own life. Damn it, don't do this!
わからないから怖い。わからないから避けたい。自分がそんな目に遭うのは不安だし、大事な誰かがいなくなっちゃうのも嫌だ。消えてなくなっちゃうかもしれない。一人きりになっちゃうかもしれない。引き離されたまま二度と会えなくなったらどうしよう。
Marie, please stop! I don't want to comprehend my death! Stop it!
レンと一度話されたから、その気持ちよくわかる。寂しくて辛くて震えちゃうよね。だからみんな考える。
Life Lessons with Marie, brought to you by Irae Amantes Amentes. Next episode, Wilhelm teaches you about taxes. About the afterlife, about striving to summon a path beyond that precipice. To ponder death was only human.
ここはそれなんだよ、レン。
Marie lowered her voice. Not on purpose, though. She couldn't help being awed by this ominous world.
死んだらどうなるかわからないから死にたくない。
We didn't want others to die because we didn't know what awaited them.
だからそれに答えをあげる。心配いらない。誰も離れ離れになんかさせない。私は全てを愛している。あの人はそう思ってるんだって感じたよ。
I might not have been the sharpest tool in the shed, but even I could tell what that meant.
これが答えかよ。
Immortality and resurrection. An eternal afterlife. Everyone would melt into this hellhole and remain a part of it forever.
ここはお城だよね。
We could not see beyond this hall. Marie tossed her head up.
scrutinizing the tall ceiling that reminded me of an ancient temple.
健在は死んだ人の魂。数えきれないくらいたくさんいるよ。
What better word to describe this place than hell? This was a castle of the dead, and we'd been swallowed by it. Luckily, we seemed to still be alive at least.
ここで死んだら俺たちも城の一部に。
多分きっとそうなるよ。
In that case, Reinhardt's return most likely meant expanding, or rather, emanating this castle into the physical realm. I didn't know if such a thing was possible, but it certainly sounded apocalyptic, with fire and brimstone and all.
っていうか、外は大丈夫なのか？
I had a hard time imagining the city being fine after having a thing like this suddenly land on it.
多分まだ平気だよ。このお城ずれてるから。
ずれる？
だからここは本当ならありえないものでしょ。外側とは理屈が違うからずれてるの。少なくともまだ今は。完全に出てきちゃったらどうなるかわからないけど、今吸い込まれたのは私たちとあと何人かだけ。
現状それが限界ってわけか。
Right. I remembered that disembodied voice Wilhelm called Isak, saying something about opening the fifth location. The swastika had yet to bloom in perfect shape, which meant that the castle, too, was imperfect. I had no idea what it meant to be swallowed by this place, but I guess it might have just given us a chance, depending on how you looked at it. Rather, now is the perfect opportunity to end them all in one fell swoop. I didn't exactly have time to steel my heart due to the abruptness and unexpectedness of this phenomena, but
どうする？レン。
I gave Marie a hard look and mustered a brief sentence.
ラインハルト倒そう。
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to stop my voice from shaking.
あいつはまだ完全じゃないんだから今しかない。それに今やらないと外がどうなるかわからない。
In short, we had no choice. I was about to venture off to a fight an opponent who swept the floor with me just the other day, and with no plan in mind, to boot. There was simply nothing else I could do.
ラインハルトに俺たちを殺す意図があるかどうかはわからないけど。
If anything, I felt like he'd try to preserve us until we grew strong enough to make him finally unleash his full power.
楽観してたら絶対ダメだ。半端な気持ちでいたら死んでしまう。マリー、一緒に来てくれるか？
Marie nodded after a slight pause, then clasped my extended hand. She had been shivering. She was scared. I couldn't shake the terror from my heart, which meant it affected her as well. Pathetic. I could put on a tough act all I wanted, but she'd see through all my sorry attempts in an instant.
だけどレン、よく考えて。本当にそれでいいの？ここには今先輩もいるみたいだよ。
I suspected as much.
二頭を追う者はか。
I remember what Rusaka told me. The last time I heard that, I lost Kasumi and the others. Hell, I still had no idea what happened to them. And now I was forced to make another choice. Should I prioritize defeating Reinhardt or rescuing Himuro? Logically thinking, I would have to choose the former. Defeating Reinhardt would also free Himuro in the process. But would something that naive really work? If I had to take a realistic look at the situation, rather than risking everything in a hopeless fight, I should prioritize a rescue that was at least somewhat feasible. In the long run, though, that would make Reinhardt even harder to kill later. It would also likely result in the misery of countless innocent people.
俺は
What should I do? Ah! I don't even have to look at the guide to know what this one is. I did a, quick little look over here. I remember going over the guide, and I know what option that I need to pick. Rescue Irae Himuro.
わかった。
Marie nodded, giving me a gentle smile.
じゃあこれは覚えておいて。レンの心の一番深いところにある望み。それを強く思ってほしいの。
俺の望み？
そう、ここはね、あの人の望みが形になった世界だから。レンもそれを強く思ってないと取り込まれちゃうし、今選んだことを果たせないよ。ごめん、なんだかわからないことばかり言ってるやつだと思ってるかもしれないけど、そんな気がするの。だから。
ああ、わかったよ。
Head pats for Marie for helping out. My wish, the world I craved for. I had to visualize it in my thoughts, believe in it. I suppose that made sense in a way. Losing one's will in an insane place like this would mean certain death anyway.
俺の世界ね。
If I had a strong enough image and conviction, this hellhole wouldn't be able to swallow me.
レンの望みは？
簡単さ。
Embarrassing or not, it was the truth. I looked Marie straight in the eye and...
日常楽しかったんだよ。霞がいて、シローがいて、先輩がいて、今はマリーもいる。
I figured I should add Honjo to the group as well. We hadn't talked much, but as Shiro's girl, she was already one of us. She had her issues, but I still wished to include her as an indispensable part of my ideal world. My eternal moment.
いつか終わるかもしれないなんて考えたくないんだよ。一期一会だからこそ、その一瞬を大事にしたい。それがずっと続けばいいと思ってる。
My wish was a very simple one.
時間が止まればいいと思ってるんだ。
今も？
ああ、マリーとこうしてる今も大事。だからこんなふざけた状態を終わらせたい。早くまた前に戻って全部元通りになるように。
そこに私は？
いるさ、当たり前だろう。一人も欠けちゃいけない。それを強く願うよ。俺が望んでるのはそういうこと。
Aww. Marie listened to my ridiculous wish. Her smile part embarrassed, part troubled.
素敵だね、レンらしい。
そうか。たまに頭おかしいって突っ込むやつもいるんだけど。
Shiro, for example. That crazy bastard went to insane lengths to ruin everything for me. No wonder we fought all the time. But my world wouldn't be complete without him around. It was like saying you loved swords but couldn't handle sharp edges because they were dangerous. Time would run out, and blades would lead to injury. One could not genuinely love the concept while ignoring the causality behind it.
どれだけ楽しい時間でもいずれ終わって流れてく。それが分かってるから好きなんだ。刹那ってのが。その瞬間こそ永遠であってほしいって。まあそういうことだよ。マリは？
Embarrassed by my own corniness, I promptly changed the subject. Yet instead of answering, she...
内緒。
Ah! God damn it! Made an impish smile in return.
でもそうだね、私はみんなのそういう気持ちを守れたらいいなって思うよ。ちょっと偉そうかな。
いや。
Her words reminded me of an all-loving goddess. They fit her awfully well. Oh yeah, they certainly did.
じゃあ行こうか。
私頑張るから。
And so we proceeded deeper into the demonic castle. I had to carry out my objective no matter what. Yet there still was a little thing gnawing at my heart.
なあ、マリーさ。
何？
How she told me about protecting everyone's feelings. It almost seemed like as if she wished to carry everything on her shoulders.
あんまり無茶はすんなよ。
レンに言われたくないです。
Once a worry like that crept into one's mind, it was awfully hard to shake it off. Fair enough. All right. Let's see. I think that would probably be a very good part. I was under the understanding that this is actually an incredibly long chapter. So, I want to measure out my time so I can get all the segments done properly. So if this video does seem a little bit short, I will apologize ahead of time right now. I'm just trying to, well, plan things around. Also, so I can get these segments done in relatively fair fashions. Like, I feel like that was a good place to go ahead and end it, while also kind of trying to keep to my usual length that I do for videos. Because don't get me wrong, I like doing longer videos. I really do. But I'm also trying to make it to where if, okay, this segment's going on for long, I might as well finish it. Oh shit, that ends on a cliffhanger. I have to go to this other segment. Oh shit, 2 hours later. Fuck! As much as I would love to do that. As much as I would love to just sit down, smack down, get through this entire chapter in one go, and just let the roller coaster continue to go wild, I have other plans, damn it. Oh, dear Lord. Have I mentioned how much I like this, how much I really just love this novel? I think love is probably the better, it's probably the better word to go ahead and go with. I guess a little. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. So if you all like this, be sure to let me know. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will definitely see all of you guys in the next video. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.